Hello everyone. So as you can tell, it's time for yet another update video because I know how much you love them. Yeah, but anyway, there is plenty of good news to discuss, so we might as well get right on it. Now, as many of you have probably remembered, recently I won the Perfect Grade GP01, and that kit should be arriving very shortly, within a week or so. So whenever it does get here, I'll be sure to do some kind of video to let you guys know that I did actually receive it. Now, in preparation for this, I have actually been working on my real grade GP01. And I've been enjoying that quite a bit, I must admit. I've had a couple little snags in the beginning of my build, and I've been doing the decals as well, which is sort of a new thing for me. I usually avoid them, but I figured in this instance the decals are really part of the package. They're what make a real grade a real grade. So I've been biting the bullet and putting them on one by one very slowly, and it's been quite tricky. But I think I'm getting the hang of it for the most part, and it's looking pretty good. Now I'll do a proper work in progress video of this pretty soon here, show you what I've done so far. But for now, I guess that'll just have to do just to let you know I have been working on it. And it's almost done, so it's getting there. But anyway, something else that you may have been wondering about is my Master Grade Sandrock that I did for the Hobby Link Japan contest. Well, sorry to say, I did not win anything. But I am not bummed in the slightest, because I have an awesome Master Grade Sandrock to show for it. Again, because of time constraints, I will do a different video to show that off now that I finally can. Sorry that it's been such a long wait. So, whenever I get around to that, I will have some kind of video to show it off. I guess as sort of a surrogate prize for not having actually won the contest, I guess you could consider the GP01 kind of like my prize. But even if you don't want to think of it that way, I think I've got plenty of other things here that will serve as a good compensation. And we will start with the paints, and there's quite a few of them. Now, what I have right here is a color called Marine Corps Green. Now, typically I don't buy greens very often, and I don't buy army green colors. So what am I doing with this? Well, for the longest time, have been wondering what I was going to do with my 1/100 scale, no grade Legend Gundam. For a while I was going to go buy the other two models that go with it, the Destiny and the Impulse, and then I started thinking much less about that and more about just doing the Legend Gundam on its own, but in more accurate TV colors. And for a while that was my idea, but I never really felt properly motivated to do it. And then one day, as I was looking at images of the full armor Gundam, as you can see here, it gave me an idea. And so I decided I was going to try to impose the full armor Gundam colors onto the Legend Gundam. Very random idea, something I have never seen anybody else do before. But having watched something like Gundam Build Fighters for a while, I've kind of got that itch for wanting to take a normal design and reinvent it through even just something as simple as a new color scheme. And I have an image here that I think will serve as a good example of what my idea is. Again, it's very preliminary and very sketchy, so this may change, may be refined. The colors themselves may be a bit different in the end. But it's just to give you an idea of what I'm going for. So while I was out shopping for other things, I thought about picking up one of these greens, and this should serve as a nice baseline color for getting whatever final color I want to do. And I have all the other colors on hand that I would need to do this project. And so whenever I do get a chance to go outside and airbrush, that should be one of my projects. But I also had another one that I was talking about. The high-grade red frame, which I said I was going to do in the metallic chrome red inner frame. And then the rest of it was going to be like flat colors. Well, for chrome, I needed gloss black. So I picked up a little bottle of that. And for the red, I needed a clear red. So I went along looking for a nice clear red. And actually, I found something that was pretty interesting. I found, first of all, this Alclad 2 bright silver candy base. And this, of course, goes along with a line of Alclad 2 clear colors. So, remembering that I had a gift card for this exact hobby shop, quite a nice large gift card at that, I proceeded to acquire for myself a large set of Alclad 2 candy colors. And this, of course, would be clear red. Perfect, I think, for my red frame. So I started with this, but they had a bunch of other colors too. And one of them that I'm most excited about is this Candy Violet. A lovely, lovely purple color. Now, for the longest time, I had no options regarding clear purple paint. When I built my high-grade Reborns Gundam, for example, I had to use a purple Sharpie on the clear pieces, which worked, but not as well as I wanted. And I really wish I would have had something like this on hand before. But what are you going to do? I have it now, and if there's anything that ever calls for clear purple, I got it. Along with that, I also purchased a Candy Indigo, which is sort of like a purplish toned blue. And if I were to say to mix this, like a drop of this with a little bit of that violet, I think I would acquire a very nice sort of deep purple. And along with that, I have this Candy Electric Blue. Now this is a very nice, light and vibrant blue. Very similar, I'd say, to the Tamiya, the Tamiya Clear Blue. And however, these are enamel paints, which means that they'll apply a lot better and be much more durable, I think. So that's a nice benefit of these paints over the Tamiya ones. And the last two colors I have here are the Candy Green, a very deep, dark, vibrant, middle tone green. And we'll sort of wait for that to clear up. So as you can see, it's not very transparent. I mean, you'd have to apply this pretty lightly if you were going to get a nice clear green. But in contrast to that, we have this very translucent candy yellow lemon color. And even down there in the most saturated part, it looks like orange or something. So it may take a few layers to build something like this up. But I figure this might be a nice way to enhance some gold colors. Not even using a chrome or the candy base. If you just sprayed on Tester's Gold, for example, and then just applied some of this on top, you might get that sort of typical yellowish candy gold that you see on certain Gundam models. And I suppose that might lead me to my final prize. It's about the last thing in the world I expected to see at my local hobby shop. But it's one of those kits I've wanted for quite a long time, and I'm glad to finally have it, with just a pure stroke of luck. What I have here is the 1/60th scale Wing Gundam Zero. And as I've said, this is one of those highly sought after kits for me. Something that ever since I really saw a good review of it, I've wanted it pretty bad. And I got a decent deal on it, only 45 bucks, which if you look at the yen price, it's only 3,500. So consider our conversion rate right now is right around $1 to 100 yen. You figure I'm basically paying an extra 10 bucks for the shipping, and then a little more for tax, which really is not that bad. So it's coming to a point now where sometimes it's a lot easier, and even sometimes perhaps a little cheaper, to actually buy them in a domestic store. And that's pretty good for me, because for the time being I really primarily only buy kits in stores. So until that changes, I am glad to know that I have a reliable source of new kits should I ever want to go looking. Well, with that said though, I do have quite a backlog building up now. Especially with a Perfect Grade GP01 coming along, I think I'm pretty set for a while now. So anyway, I guess that just about does it for now. Again, look forward to that Perfect Grade coming along pretty soon. I should have some video for that. I should be working on my GP01 real grade for a while, and again, I will have a work in progress for that up pretty soon. And those other projects I mentioned, the Legend Gundam and the Red Frame, should be coming along maybe this summer or / spring. I'm not sure yet, but at any rate, it's something to think about and something to look forward to. I suppose on a side note, perhaps some of you are wondering about the Master Grade Unicorn Gundam project that I'd been working on. I'm not sure yet what I'm really going to do about that. The idea I had in mind for a reveal video, it's kind of caught in limbo now because of the whole copyright issue thing. So I don't know if I'm going to change my plans or not. In all likelihood, I'll probably proceed as planned and maybe use my backup channel as a way of showing it, just so that I have a little safety in the copyright respect. But anyway, I'm sorry to anybody who has been waiting for that. Looking forward to that. I will do what I can, but I can't promise it'll come along anytime soon. Just know I haven't forgotten about it, and I'll try to have something up eventually. So anyway, I guess that's it for now. I'm right at the 15-minute mark. So until the next time, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.